Hello and welcome to another episode of Friend of God, episode 3, I believe. Yeah, and we're looking at Genesis chapter 19 today. So, following from chapter 18, God has decided that He's going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, right? After Abraham's pleaded for 10 people, and there weren't even 10 people there, 10 righteous people. So, the angels, arrive at Sodom, and Lot's sitting outside the gate of the city. Sort of how Abraham was doing as well, back in chapter 18. And he sees the visitors, the two angels, and he insists on being hospitable to them. He insists on giving them food and a place to stay, and I guess he learned that from Abraham. Maybe, I think it was also a culture in those days, to be hospitable for the men especially. And, the men say, okay, fine, we'll do it. And so he gives them his house to stay for the night. I guess he also knows that, look, this is Sodom, right? You can't be chilling out in these streets at this time of the night. So come and stay with me and my family. But before they went to bed, men from Sodom, the Bible says young men and old men, came round to Lot's house, banging on the door saying, we saw some men come into this house, bring them out so that we can have sex with them. And Lot was like, please, guys, don't do this wicked thing. Please don't do this. But they kept insisting, they kept saying, look, who do you think you are? You're a foreigner here. And they said, who made you a judge over us? You think you're better than us, You better bring these guys out, otherwise we'll do something worse to you. And Lot is like, please don't do this. I have 2 daughters who are virgins. You can have them, And they're like, no, we want the guys. And they were getting very aggressive and they were trying to push the door down. Lot came out, Lot had come outside to appeal to them. But they wouldn't listen. And so the Bible says the angels snatched Lot back into the house, shut the door, and struck the guys, the men outside with blindness. And they just said to Lot, we have to go. Get your family. Do you know anybody else in Sodom that you want to take with you? Take them and let's get out of here. We're about to destroy this place because the outcry of sin from here is overwhelming, and God has sent us to pass judgment on this place. And Lot goes and tells the guys who are engaged or betrothed to his daughters to say, look, guys, we have to go. This place is going to, God is going to destroy this place. But the Bible says the guys thought he was joking. And the angel said to Lot, look, take your wife and your daughters and get out of here, right? Head towards so-and-so. But the Bible says that Lot hesitated. He lingered. The angel snatched Lot by the hand and said, look, get out of here. We have to go. Head for the mountains. Don't look back. We're going to destroy this place. Just keep going. We can't destroy this place until you're out of danger. Anyway, the Bible says, they headed off. And Lot's wife, the Bible says, she looked back and became a pillar of salt. But what does that mean? Did she just do this and become salt? I don't think so. But we'll touch on that later. Now, for churchgoers, what jumps out at from this passage when we read it and when we have read it is the fact that there were homosexuals there, and that's what they did, and we say that's why God destroyed it. But what jumped out at me when I read this was, okay, first of all, God is pretty clear on sin in the Bible, on His stance on sin, whether it's lying or lust, whether it's hatred or homosexuality, anger or adultery, disobedience or dishonesty, whether it's greed or gossip or gluttony. God is pretty clear about all this. Every unforgiven sin will lead to death, spiritual death, hell. So let's just clear that up. Now, what occurred to me was what happened in this chapter is not far off from what's going to happen or what's happening right now and what's going to happen to the world as we know it. Now, we know that Abraham pleaded on behalf of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Bible makes us to know that Jesus Christ is doing the same thing for us. He's the advocate. He pleads on our behalf. Just like God sent the angels to rescue Lot, God is going to do the same thing. He's not going to send angels this time. He's going to, Jesus Christ is going to come himself. The Bible says Jesus Christ is going to appear in the clouds. And we will all be changed and we will be raptured. And that's, the church or the righteous people on earth are being snatched from the earth before the destruction occurs. And again, just like Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed by fire, that's exactly what's going to happen to the earth. The people of Sodom said to Lot, you're a foreigner here. The truth of the matter is, of course, we as Christians are foreigners here. This is not home for us. So we mustn't get comfortable here. We mustn't get relaxed here. We mustn't hesitate when it's time to go. Now, I wondered to myself, what would make people like Lot's wife look back? I mean, Lot's wife was Lot's wife. She had lived in the same house as Lot, right? She knew Lot. I guess she was part of the righteous. That's why the angels took her with the rest of the family, right? But why did she get left behind? I think that looking back meant that she shifted her focus from where she was supposed to be going and started focusing back on Sodom and Gomorrah, for whatever reason. But she got left behind. And that's all we know about her. The fact of the matter is, people will get left behind when the rapture happens. Lot's wife was in the family with Lot all this time. She had experienced the whole thing with Abraham, I guess. But all that didn't change what happened to her. When Lot's wife looked back, I don't think it was a physical turning of the head and just, looking back at Sodom. I think it was shifting her focus, like I said before, heading back in that direction. Because where you look is generally where you go. Paul says that we should look unto Jesus. Was it Paul who said that? Look unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Of course, we can't see Jesus physically. I think it means focus on him. Know him, get to know him by how? Study his word. Read about Jesus Christ and who he was and who he is. And I pray that we don't get distracted by the past or by what we're leaving behind. And we can't let those things that we met here or we acquired on earth weigh us down. We can't let those things cause us to look back or hesitate or, drag our feet. We're in the season of Christmas. We're getting ready to celebrate Christmas any day now. Talking about Jesus Christ, the gentle baby, Jesus, meek and mild. But that baby is all grown up now. And he's coming back for the church, the righteous, the saints, to snatch us out of earth before destruction comes. And I pray that we make it. Pray that God finds us worthy to go with him when he comes, and we're not left behind. Merry Christmas. Remember, Jesus Christ is the reason for the season. This is most likely going to be the last video I do this year. I know I'll see you in the new year by the grace of God. And I just pray that God helps us all to focus on Jesus Christ. Not just in December, but every month of every year of our lives. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, please. Like our videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Share this in this time and bless somebody else. Peace.